how fantastic the Northern Nights looked from the coverage I saw from last night. So very happy to have Berglund from Amazing DMC joining us today. We've been working together for a little while and I've been very impressed by what she's brought to the table in terms of innovation and creativity and just the way she operates. So I'm very delighted to introduce Berglund to you today. And I'm going to hand it over to you to get going and introduce us to your fantastic destination.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for taking the time. I know we're all busy, so I do appreciate you guys being here. I have about 30 minutes about me talking about Iceland and giving you an idea of what we can do. It's not everything we can do, but it gives you a good idea. Then in the end, I'm happy to take some questions if you have them. And then tomorrow morning, because it's late afternoon here, I will send you a follow-up with some documentations for you guys to have, so you can have it as a reference when Iceland comes up. So to start, we are the land of ice and fire. And I still do start with this presentation for a reason, because we do have volcanic eruptions and it does come up in the news. And as the news are working these days, they do work a little bit clickbaity, so it always sounds like we're drowning in lava, but we're not. I always say this is like rain in London. We're quite used to this. We know how this works. This is a very small part of the island. And if you have a group coming over and you see in the news there's a volcano eruption, if I'm not calling you, we're all good and life is just as it is every other day. But let me see. We are a small island in the middle of the Atlantic. We have a very great connection to the world, however. This is just Icelandair, which is our local carrier. As you can see, they have quite a lot of good hubs into the States, but we have about 26 airlines flying to Iceland, so getting to Iceland is quite easy. And we quite often have the meet in the middle slogan for if you have companies that are international, it is quite easy to meet in Iceland with the direct flights that we have. Now, we are a very small population. We're a bit under 400,000 people in a very big country, which makes my life easy because then I know everyone. And this is my bit of telling you we are not as dark and we are not as cold as you think. So most of my groups are coming in April, May, and then the first 2 weeks of June. And then the last 2 weeks in September, October, and the first 2 weeks in November. Now, the reason for this is because our high season for FIT clients is in end of June, July, August, because then most companies have summer vacations. And for incentive groups, we like to try to do something wow, unique, and special. And it's a little bit better to do that when we're off season and don't have all the people around us. Now, that being said, if you have a very adventurous group, because the best mix here is that you know your client, I know my destination, we have a good conversation, and we'll tailor make the program to what is the wow factor to your client, because it's always different between clients. But if you have an adventurous client that wants to do something wintry and very different, then February and March are amazing winter months to come to Iceland. So they are fantastic. So it just a little bit depends on the client that you have and what is the wow factor for them. Now, Northern Lights. Nature is the reason why you're coming to Iceland. Iceland is a very nature-based destination, and this is what we come to explore. For Northern Lights, as we were talking about earlier, we have had a fantastic season for the Northern Lights, and the lights last night were just something out of this world, something I have never seen in all my years. But the season for the Northern Lights is April to October. Technically, we see them all year round, but because we had 24-hour daylight in the summertime, we don't have a chance to see them. So coming in the winter season is definitely the best option. But then, as I say, nature all year round is what people come to explore and what we love to sell. But we also invented the phrase "boys in their toys." So Iceland, as I say, again, a very outdoorsy nation. These are modified super trucks. They have about 44 to 46-inch tires, and they're modified in Iceland to go up to the highland and in onto the glaciers. Now, I always believe in selling the authentic experience, and the super trucks are an authentic experience in Iceland. For example, I can't technically offer you dog sledding, but I would never go and say to my husband, "Hey, honey, so we do dog sledding this weekend?" Because that's not what we do. But we do have modified cars. People will modify their cars. They will go and travel and then be very outdoorsy. So I do feel this is a very good connection to us as a population. Now, Reykjavik, our capital, like you saw on my first slide, about 240,000 people. Of there, around 400,000 people live in Reykjavik. But the fact of the matter is that technically it's only about 120,000 people that live in the city itself. And so it's a very small city. It's very easy to walk around. It's very easy to get lost in a good way, like explore and enjoy. But it's also very modern. It's very vibrant, and it has a lot to offer. So it's a very beautiful city to come visit. But taking us back to nature, as I say, the reason why people come to Iceland. This is Strokkur. So Strokkur is part of our golden circle, and around 95% of people who will come to Iceland will come to explore the golden circle. And then people always tell me, Berglind, I don't want to do the typical tourist thing, but the typical tourist thing is a typical tourist thing because it's amazing. So what we try to do is we try to bring in the adventure. We try to do something unique and different that the client could not do on their own. And then we try to create a moment where the client gets to connect and enjoy and breathe. So we find this a little bit, this has always been true to Iceland because we have always been a very nature-based destination and people always come to Iceland to connect to nature, which is very different.
Director of Sales at the Courtyard.
And then, sorry, okay, and but we find this is more requested now in the later years that people want to get the moment to breathe and enjoy, especially after COVID. We find people want to connect a lot more to nature. And then, of course, if you can throw in a Viking, we're always going to throw in a Viking. Now, again to the activities. So snowmobiling. We have snowmobiling on a glacier, and we are the only destination in the world that can offer snowmobiling on a glacier. Do try to Google this about 2 or 3 times a year, just to make sure. But as far as I know, there's no other destination that offers you snowmobiling on a glacier. You can go snowmobiling in a lot of destinations, but Iceland is the only destination that offers it on a glacier, which is a unique thing. And the glacier it is literally a living, breathing thing. It is an amazing experience to go to a glacier. It always have a raw power to it, so it's always one of my favorite things to do. But we have a lot of other amazing activities for you guys to explore. For example, in the summertime, we have river rafting in glacial rivers. We have horseback riding all year round. We have these stunning lava tunnels. So about 5,500 years ago, we had glowing magma running through here, and now we have these amazing tunnels that we can go and explore. So you can actually go and you can see brand new lava that just flowed maybe a half a year ago, and then you can go into tunnels and see where the magma was running through 5,500 years ago. So I always love that contrast about the land of ice and fire. Then we have snorkeling and diving, which sounds interesting when you're talking about Iceland, and it's always going to be very cold. So if it's your first time snorkeling and diving, I don't know if I would recommend that in Iceland. But if you are a diver, as I say, this is one of the top 10 locations in the world, so it's an amazing location to go and explore. And then, of course, my black sandy beaches and my glaciers, it really, really gives you the wow fact that we are really the land of ice and fire. Let me see. And then, so here I come back again to enjoying the moment part. As I say, we found this and we find this very important in our programs to make sure that we give our guests that are coming here and clients some time to enjoy, to not rush too fast, not pack the programs too heavy. So we always have to be hurrying them along, but really let them go and enjoy the moment because this is what incentive is about. By letting them enjoying the moment, we are creating the story, we're making the wow effect, which is going to make the client going to go home talking about the amazing incentive. And that's really what incentives are all about, people talking about their experiences. Now, this is one of my, I don't know, emotional connections to Iceland. So this is the town of Grindavik. So this is the town that is located quite close to the volcano eruption, and it's the only location that has been affected by the eruptions. So this is an amazing little town which had about 4,000 people living there. It got evacuated during the volcano eruptions. They made a little wall around it to protect it from the lava. And now people are starting moving in again. So we have about 500 people living in the village at this time, a lot more people coming back to work there. And what we're offering in very close connection with the people of Grindavik is a local guided tour, kind of get to see the effect. Like to drive to the town, you have to drive over a brand new lava because the lava flooded the road to the town. You could go to the town and see the houses where actually there were three houses that ended up underneath the lava itself. And you can also see where we had the earthquake. And it's just such an amazing declaration of basically resilience of people and the fight man versus nature and so on. So this is an amazing, I think, an amazing visit and something completely different to what can be offered in most places. And of course, we find it's very important that it's done with the people of Grindavik. But another activity that pairs very nicely to that is the lava show. So this is in Reykjavik, and here they actually have lava where they melt it. And we have a show. So even though I cannot offer you a live volcano as a guarantee, I can offer you the experience of showing you guys glowing magma. So we do take the fire part very seriously in Iceland. But the luxury part about living on a volcanic island in the middle of the Atlantic are our geothermal lagoons. So because we have so much hot water, we have all these stunning lagoons that we can go and explore. So this is the beautiful Sky Lagoon, which is a gorgeous lagoon that we love. Only 15 minutes from downtown Reykjavik, really has a great connection to the Icelandic bathing cultures. Then this is one of our new lagoons. This is in the Golden Circle, so it's an amazing add-on to the experience that is Golden Circle. Then, of course, we have the very famous Blue Lagoon, which is, of course, a wonder of the world and needs no introduction. And then, of course, again, like we say, it's a conversation between you guys and us about your client, and you tell me about your client. And if you have a very adventurous client that's willing to do a bit of a hike to get to a remote destination, then we have other lagoons that we can go and explore as well. So we have a lagoon for every occasion, basically. Another way that Iceland is very unique, when you travel to Europe, you will find castles and mansions pretty much all over. I don't have any of that. What I have are amazing locations like this. This is the stunning Aurora Base Camp. We can rent it out privately and make it into a dinner experience. I'm always very careful of saying this is not a gala dinner because then everyone shows up in high heels and dresses and so on, which is not appropriate for the lava field. But this is a wow, welcome, farewell, unique adventure, something completely different kind of a dinner. It is set in the middle of a lava field, only 30 minutes from downtown Reykjavik. This dinner is in June when we had 24-hour daylight, so it never got dark. So it just all a little bit depends on the group and what you're looking for, but I think it's an amazing menu. And we can either make it up or keep it as raw as it is. as a standard. So it just depends on the mood we want to create. Another venue that I love is my whale museum. So the whale museum has the life-size replica of the whales that are in the ocean around Iceland. So I think that's fantastic, and they'll do you even better because each whale is modeled after a living real whale. So if you have a whale in the ocean and he has scars and he has everything he has after his long life, that is actually shown on the whales in the museum, which I think is fantastic work, which I think makes it even more beautiful. But this is a beautiful venue, can take easily up to 300 people, and it's just such a pleasure to work with. It's a beautiful venue. Then we have the art museum. This is actually a very blank canvas when we get it, so we can kind of tailor make it to whatever the group is looking for. I love it because I think it's rocky dinner outside, but then we make it nice and soft. It's beautiful dinner, which I think fits Icelanders and the Viking mentality we have here. Then we have venues like this. We have a barn that's only about 20 minutes from downtown Reykjavik. We have, of course, our beautiful Viking lodge that is about 40 minutes from Reykjavik. We can make up, if you have a bigger group, we can, as you can see here on the pictures, we made a whole Viking village where we had smelters and archers, and we had fires and food and artists and so on. So that was an amazing experience. So this can all be tailored to whatever the group is looking for. And then if you have smaller groups, if you have a group of about 30 people, we have a stunning cave where we can have dinner in. We love catering outside or doing something a little bit different. We have this beautiful greenhouse where we can go and have dinner or lunch. So as I say, the venues in Iceland are something completely different. But of course, if you want to go very classical and you want to do a gala experience with a symphony and all those beautiful things, we can of course do that. One of our favorite venues for that would be Harpa. So this is our music and conference hall, and it is the home of our symphony band. And you can see we have a beautiful restaurant up here that can take up to 200 people. And then inside the venue, we have rooms that can take up to 550. Now, that being said, just so I stop a little bit talking about venues for a minute, talking about capacity. Like groups are all running from 20 people and up. I will always say we can easily take groups up to 300 people. 350 still works quite well, and we have a lot of amazing activities for that. When we go over 350, we can still do that, but it comes more of a logistic kind of exercise. It turns the program a little bit, but as I say, it's all this question of what is the client looking for. So anything after 300 is very easy and comfortable in Iceland. Now, and this is my pitch of telling you guys, yes, we have talent in Iceland, because I quite often get this question because we are only 400,000 people, do we have artists and musicians and all of that? And yes, we have very talented crew in Iceland, so we can provide entertainment as much as needed, and we can tailor make the night into whatever you're looking for. If you want to theme it or add photographers or whatever you want to do. So that's no problem. And then just one little pitch about sustainability. So this is always a question that comes up a little bit more and more, talking about sustainability and the fact that we are a very small island that you have to fly to. And people often ask, like, doesn't that really hurt sustainability? The good news is that Iceland is sustainable to start with. We invented sustainability before it even became a thing because we have all the geothermal power. So our energy is very green to start with. And we have these amazing power plants that we can go visit and kind of learn about how environmentally friendly we are to start with. So I will always say, even though we do need to fly, we are a very sustainable option for you guys. Now, this is my favorite subject of them all. Iceland is a food destination. People don't know this and we don't market it, which I don't understand because this is the favorite part of my job. And it doesn't matter if you have 20 people or 300. I know I can give you an amazing food throughout the stay. So this is, I think, to me, this is a luxury part of my job because honestly, if you have a good bed, good shower, and good food, everything else works out. Doesn't matter how the weather is, doesn't matter what happens. This is the winning combo, I think, of everything. And the food here is modern, it's fresh, it's inspired, and it's always plenty of it. Remember, we're Vikings, so we always need a lot of food. So there's never any small portions in Iceland. But because we are a volcanic island in the middle of the Atlantic, we don't have any Icelandic wines, but we have a lot of breweries and we have a lot of distilleries. So we do offer that experience that we can have and we can meet the brewmaster and we can meet the distillery master and we can do the tastings. I will always say, you are in Iceland and you are in Iceland for the adventure. So I will say, let's jump in a super truck, let's go to a glacier, let's do some snowmobiling, and let's have some whiskey tasting. To me, that is why you're in Iceland, and that is the adventure that you're looking for. But obviously, if your client wants to have the experience in the locations themselves, of course we can offer that, no problem. Okay, hotel-wise, so I'm thinking, I'm doing good on time, so okay. Hotels. I'm just showing you a little bit of my hotels. I do have a lot more to offer, but I'm trying to, again, keep within the time that we have and not keeping you too long. But I will always say, and this is my personal recommendation, obviously your client is king and we will always do what your client is looking for. But I will always recommend starting 1 or 2 nights out in the countryside and then end up in Reykjavik. Now, the reason I say this is because it does 2 things. First of all, it brings the client into the mindset, oh my God, I have arrived. What is happening? This is amazing. And it also breaks the ice because that's the other part of the incentive. Big part of the incentive is making the story and motivating the team to do better, sell more, and so on. The other thing is to create the connection in between the team itself. And this is always such an icebreaker because it doesn't really matter where you're coming from. Almost everywhere you're coming from is bigger and more populated than the 400,000 people of Iceland. Bringing you to the countryside where you have a small location where maybe 800 people live maximum. This is such an icebreaker and always brings the group so much better together. And now, this is Hotel Geysir. So this is one of my favorite hotels. It has 77 rooms and it's located in the Golden Circle. You can see the steam behind the hotel. This is actually where we had the geyser I showed you in the first picture, on one of the first slides. And of the 95% of people that come to Iceland and are exploring this area during the day, around 5 o'clock, they're all heading back to their hotels for dinner or going back. So I can never promise you this area private, but I can promise you that it's much more exclusive. I have been there 7 o'clock in the morning and I was the only person around, which is amazing. And it's a beautiful hotel. It's a small family-run hotel. So it is like the service there, the food there is such a beautiful location. So I always love this hotel. Then, of course, we have the Iron Hotel. This is only about 40 minutes from Reykjavik, but it's located, as you can see, in the middle of nowhere. A little bit outside of the picture is actually, though, the power plant that it was built to service to begin with, but it is, as I say, a geothermal power plant, so it's very environmentally friendly as well. So it's a good contrast in Iceland. But it's a stunning hotel. My hotels are, of course, very Scandinavian, as we are, of course, a Scandinavian nation. They're very minimalistic, but they have everything you need, and they provide a very good comfort. So I'm very proud of my hotels, and they do stack up very well. Now, if you come to Reykjavik, this is Hotel Saga. This hotel is located in a very central location, downtown Reykjavik, and has a really nice connection to the downtown area. It's a very golden and glitzy hotel. It has a very nice decor and it's a beautiful property. Then we have the stunning canopy.
Berglin, can you just mention the number of rooms at the different hotels? Like the Ion Hotel, how many rooms at that one?
It has 100 and they just expanded their rooms, so they have 107 rooms. The Canopy has 130 rooms. I will send you those in the
Okay.
presentation, no problem. But the Canopy is actually one of the first canopies open up in the world. And what I really love about that hotel, it really has that really nice connection that you feel like you're waking up in the destination. And I always love that because I really think when people are coming for incentives, they do travel quite a lot. So it is really nice for them to remember where they're waking up. So I love this about this hotel. Um, Now, those were my four-star hotels. So I do have five-star hotels as well. This is the stunning edition. So it's a Marriott edition. It has 250 rooms. It is located downtown Reykjavik, a great location. It does really have, give me one moment. Vilja, það er rosalega bara lætið þér. It has a really nice connection to Iceland. It really has, again, they have that. I was a little bit worried because there's not an Icelandic brand coming to Iceland, so I didn't know how it ends up. But you can see they had like the Icelandic wool on the beds. They have the crane there, which is a very Icelandic road marker that we use quite a lot. So it is really a nice. Icelandic hotel. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah.
What's the largest hotel with the largest number of rooms?
So that would be the Foss Hotel Reykjavik, which I don't have, see, because it's only a sample of my hotels. I have so many more, but it's the Foss Hotel Reykjavik, which is a four-star hotel. It has 320 rooms, but we have another hotel called Grande, and they're actually adding to their rooms. So I think it's going to be ready in a couple of years, and then they will have about 400 plus rooms.
And who has the largest meeting room?
That's a little bit of a tricky question. So Grande, when they have done their reservation, will be by far the largest one. Will have meeting rooms for up to 800 people. At this point, it would be Nordica, which is 250 rooms, which has the largest meeting room. But for example, the Edition is literally right next to our meeting and conference center. So it's less than 2 minutes to walk in between. So I would say the Edition still has the best conference capacity of those hotels because it's so close to Harpa.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And since I'm showing you one, I'm going to show you my other one. So this is my five-star Blue Lagoon Retreat, which is a stunning hotel. It is a gorgeous hotel, and the food there is simply fantastic. Now, obviously, it does have a bit of a price tag on it. It starts with about 1,600 euros per night, but it has a lot of amenities included in it. It has its own Blue Lagoon. It has their own retreat lagoon, which is amazing. So it is. It is out of this world hotel. The only thing I would say about this hotel, just make sure it's at the end of the program because I have no hotel to match it once you've stayed there. There's no way to go except home.
And how many rooms at that one?
63 suites. But they do, they're a little bit, because it is such a high scale hotel. So if you're looking for a group, I think after about 25 rooms, they're asking for maybe a buyout just because of privacy and experience and so on. But as you can see, they have their own lagoon, which is amazing. Now, this was me talking about Iceland. Now I'm just maybe giving you a little bit of an insight into us at Amazing DMC. So we are a very small DMC. And as you can see in my presentation, we of course are very nature-based DMC. Most of us, of course, in Iceland are, but our core values would be sustainability and nature first. It's always very important to us that we are taking good care of our nature and that we're working with partners that take very good care of of our land, and we put this in a very, very big it's a very big part of us. Then it's cooperation. To me and to my team, we always think us and the agent, we're a team. My main aim is to make your client so happy he's going to come back to you again and again and again, which make you come back to me again and again. And it doesn't matter how much we plan things, there's always going to be some issues, some people issues. There's always going to be something we have to work on site. And it's very important to us that we do that together as a team because the more we work together to make solutions, the happier the client is. And then honestly, the joy in the journey. If we're not enjoying what we're doing, then why are we doing it? So we always try to have fun along the way. My team, it's small but mighty. So we are a 6-man team in the DMC itself. Then we have a sister company that owns part of the super trucks as well. So we are of course Viking women in Iceland. So I have an amazing team of fiery females, but also Sölve and young Kristin. They try to keep up with us every day. So it's an amazing team that we love and I'm very proud of. And then just a little bit about me, because I have been doing this for over 20 years and I've been working on incentives. That's the only thing I've done in my life. So just to give you an idea of the experience that we have in-house or what we can do. And yeah, at the end of the day, we're here to do something amazing together. As I say, 60% of my business is when your client had no idea they wanted Iceland. So please don't hesitate to have me as the wild card in your presentations for your clients. There's no silly questions when you come to Iceland because we are a little bit of a different destination. So please reach out to us. Let us show you what we can do and we try to emphasize of having maybe some kind of Teams call before you have the presentation with the client to go through the program because we know we're a little bit different. So we're always happy to be on your team and help you sell. So yeah, this is me talking very fast for about 30 minutes to give you an idea of what we can do. This is not everything we can do, but this is gives you a little bit of idea of what we can do. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to jump in. I am happy to answer anything you need to ask.
Thank you so much, Berglind. I did go through and mute everybody during the call, so if you do have a question. Tammy, I think you had a question about gifting experience, correct?
Gifting?
Yeah, it's something to do with the lava, after the lava show, if there's any kind of gifting you can do.
Oh, yes. So yes, we have a lot of amazing Icelandic artists. So we have artists that make jewelry out of the lava. We have artists that make, for example, a candle holder or stuff like that. So we use the lava quite a lot. So we can definitely incorporate that. And this is also one of those other things that I love about the things. So we have so many small, unique suppliers, which we love. We have a lady that makes beautiful soap and then wool together. So Icelandic soap and wool. We have amazing. I love when we give food. We have sea salt that's like lava salt and bird salt. We have a lot of Icelandic distillery drinks. So many lovely gift ideas that's also very sustainable. I see a question about ideal number of nights. So most of my American groups are coming for a minimum of 5 nights, maybe maximum of 7 nights. But a little bit depends on the client and where they're coming from. Most of my European clients are coming for 3 to 4 nights. So it all just depends on like the client and what they're doing. And we will also work together sometimes if people want to come for 7 days but only want to maybe be 5 nights in Iceland. We also work very closely with a DMC in Copenhagen where we have then we connect Iceland to Copenhagen, so it's a nature versus city. So a lot of different ideas regarding that. Incentive season, I would say April, May are my biggest months, and then mid-September, October, and mid-November. And then if you have a very, very adventurous client, I would say February and March are amazing winter months to come. I mean, they're a little bit different. We have to have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, but the winter and the snow is just such a brilliant thing to have. Oh, yeah. So architecture, for example, the Harpa that I showed you, the conference hall, it is a magnificent piece of architecture, and it really has one word. And we do have a connection. There's a guide that we work with that actually has a great connection into that society. So we've actually created an amazing program well, not just about architecture, but adding into it. Maybe let me jump back to the slide in the beginning where I'm talking a little bit about the weather, just to give you, let me see, can't I get back? Hold on. So in Iceland, we say there's no such thing as bad weather, it's only bad clothing. But we are not as cold as people think. So the temperature here, like if it goes minus 10 Celsius, we think it's extremely cold. -5 happens once in a while. And then in the summertime, we will say +15 is amazing. We're very happy with 15. If it goes 20, we're delighted. And if it goes 25, we close the office and we go out to have ice cream because that's crazy. So we are not the swing of temperature is not that extreme in Iceland. So it's very mild.
But also your suppliers in terms of the activities are very well prepared, right? In terms of having gloves and jackets and hats and like anything anybody could need if they don't have it. They all supply all that, right?
They have that. So we have overalls for the glaciers, and we have gloves and balaclavas and everything. Yes, we provide that.
Great, thank you.
I think Minnesota is probably similar weather as we are. Minnesota fits very well into Iceland, no problem.
So any other questions? It's been a great presentation. So thank you very much, Berglund.
I'm glad you like it.
I've learned a lot as well. So if anybody has any clients that are considering Iceland, or like Berglund said, you want to throw it in as a wild card, then I think it's always a fun one to put in for something totally different that not a lot of people have been to yet. But obviously a lot of people have, but still a lot of people that haven't been and haven't considered it. But it really is a wow destination, something very different. To definitely doing a sun and fun, that's for sure. So Berglund's got some great like 4 or 5 night programs that she's put together. We've got examples of those. If you need anything image-wise to help present the destination to a client, then please just reach out. We'd love to be able to work with you.
Yeah.
And I recorded this, so what I'll do in the next couple of days, it'll actually go on YouTube. I will send you the link. So then if you want to share that with anybody that you with a team or anything, you can do, and it'll also be there for future reference. So
definitely.
Thank you very much.
So much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very
much. Day.
And have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think I got all the questions.
That was really good. Thank you. It's very, very good.
Okay, beautiful. So I'll send the follow-up tomorrow morning.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Send the follow-up. No, I'll send you the list as well, so you've got that.
Oh, of course. Yeah. First you send the list, then I send the follow-up.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Thanks very much, Berglund. Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Take care. Bye. Bye.
Willi minn,